this is a story that a lot of people are interested in. That people are messaging me. When's the thing about the Greens coming on? Now, this is what's happened this week. Two tweets have come out on Twitter and been going around quite a lot. One is from Cheska Walton, who's a candidate in I think Hackney for the next election. And this is from 2020. She says Corbyn could do all the PR he wants, but he's a terrible local MP and anti-Semitic. Not saying Boris Johnson's better, just that we need better MPs all around. Anyway, she's smearing Jeremy there. And Zach Polanski, who is the deputy leader of the Greens, this is in 2018. I'm a pro-European Jew. It's increasingly clear that's two reasons I couldn't vote for Labour under Jeremy Corbyn. Now, I'm sure that you agree those are terrible smears on Jeremy Corbyn and many Labour members who support him. So there's a lot of outrage on that. Why do you think these have come out at this time?
It's well, they're doing rather well, the Greens, this year, haven't they? They have had a good 2023. They've had a fantastic turnout in the local elections in May. They have had consistently pretty good results in ongoing by-elections at council and at parliamentary level. They've had good results that have clearly shown an advance on where they've come from in the past. And I believe that is because there's people like myself who have come from the Corbyn left of the Labour Party, who have left the Labour Party in absolute disgust at what it's become now, and have found other homes in other parties. And the Greens, as an established party, and as a party where the policies of the party are so much, how should we put it, Corbyn-like, shall we say? Even though many of the people in the Green Party will say, "Well, we had these policies before Corbyn." But things like renationalisation of the utilities, a full ceasefire in Gaza and Israel right now, and more and more and more. All the policies that Starmer's basically torn up and binned, they're there in the Green Party now. So socialists like myself, I think there's other parties that they've gone to as well, sure. But the Greens have become attractive to a lot of socialists, I think. And I think socialists are beginning to shape policies in the Green Party. And I think this is very resonant of the sort of thing that went on in the Labour Party under Jeremy, in that these things started to come up on social media, and then these stories started coming up in the mainstream media, and then there was the whole anti-Semitism scam that it became, because although there's never been any denial there was anti-Semitism within the Labour Party, there has always been a strong argument from the left, from socialists, that say, well, hang on a minute, it's not quite at the level that you're saying it is, and why are you only fixating on the Labour Party anyway? What's wrong with every other party? Why are you not looking at them too? And this tactic of sort of undermining and sort of, right, we'll point at this individual, point at that individual, and we'll dig up their old tweets, and we'll make a big thing of that, and then all of a sudden people are starting to dig on some more, and all of a sudden some more old tweets are coming up, and they are old, they're all historic. And at the end of the day, some people, we've all made bad tweets at some point or another in time, and we move on from that. We'll make a statement from that. We'll apologise from that. We'll delete the tweet and whatever else. And I believe both of these people have come out with statements.
They've both made statements to say that they apologise for what they've said, and they say that Jeremy Corbyn is not anti-Semitic. So they have made those statements. I just want to say, because it is interesting what you're saying, because the people who've attacked us on the left have dug up our old tweets, like you say. I mean, people are using the same tactics of digging up old tweets. I mean, it's a kind of not
it's exactly the same tactic, Crispin, that the governance and legal unit of the Labour Party were using against Labour members, good socialist left members that were not Starmer favourable, should we say. And we're using this sort of material, these old tweets, as an excuse to get rid of and purge people. And it's happened to thousands of people up and down the country. And here we are, we're seeing this same tactic now play out against two members of the Green Party. Now, I'm not excusing what they said at all, but I do question why this is happening, why it is happening now, who's behind it, and what they're trying to achieve by it. Because it just seems to... as somebody who came from Labour, who saw this playing out amongst people that I know, it's very, very familiar. And
Yeah, it does sound like what happened, but like I say, digging up the old tweets. I just want to show something else because it's not just the Greens that have been have tweeted things like this. This is Owen Jones. Glad that Ken Livingstone's left Labour Party could have gone down history as a brilliant. Anyway, Owen Jones and others have done the same thing before with people and thrown them under the bus. So Owen Jones seems to have been cleared of that, and now is talking. I don't really see many people attacking him and saying he shouldn't be given a platform, etc. And lots of people go and speak on his show. So
yeah.
There is a forgiveness, isn't there, within the left for people who change their mind. The only thing I think on this is this trust issue, because we've seen Starmer say, "Here are my 10 pledges," and then he bins them all. Or he said, "Jeremy Corbyn's my friend," and then he said he's not his friend. That's the worry, is that the Greens are pretending to play this kind of Corbynist kind of line, and then when they get anywhere near power, they'll change. I mean, how can you give us any assurance that we can trust the Greens on this?
I mean, it's like any party, isn't it? You're always going to have these elements within the party that you don't agree with, these people that you don't necessarily get on with, even when we were in the Labour Party, shall we say, Crispin, that we were in that party supporting the direction Jeremy Corbyn was taking the party in, the vision he had for the country. But we were also in a party that we shared with the likes of Keir Starmer and Wes Streeting and Margaret Hodge and all the rest of them, that were people that we do not particularly relate to, do not particularly like. That's going to be the same with every single political party you find. You're never going to find a party that's full of your kind of people 100%. You're never going to find a party, actually, where you agree with every single policy. There's always going to be an element of compromise here. But what I would say in this instance is that both these people have at least offered some sort of clarity or explanation. That's actually more than Owen Jones has ever done. I don't remember him ever actually holding his hands up and saying, I got this wrong, I got that wrong. He just kind of moves on, and people have done that with him, and he'll bring out a story that everybody supports him and thinks is wonderful. And it all gets brushed under the carpet again until the next time.
There is another point, just another issue is this IHRA definition that, I mean, someone's put in the chat that the Greens have adopted that IHRA definition, which does tie people up in claims of anti-Semitism, which are not there's no anti-Semitism. Is there a chance? I mean, it looks that Labour got caught out by that, and could the Greens become a victim of that as well? I mean, should the Greens be looking at making sure that they don't have that kind of problem?
I think there is an element of lack of other options when it comes to this sort of anti-Semitism definition and how political parties move forward and deal with that. No political party, frankly, wants to end up in the same position that Labour under Corbyn ended up in. And I think there is an overcautiousness with that and a lack of bravery with that. With the Greens, at least we shape membership that is entirely shapes policy, which is why the Greens have always got their policy listed up on their website. All Green Party policies are listed there all the time. It's not just at election time that these things come out, because they're always being shaped by the membership for the membership. So if you want to shape how the Green Party go with this, join it and be part of shaping it is the best advice I can offer on that.
That's a good way of ending it for you, isn't it, as a Green? Thank you for persevering on this.
Yes, thank you for putting up with my technical foibles this morning. I do apologise for that again.
Well, I'm sure we'll have people coming back in outrage and wanting to say stuff, and we'll hear those at the end. But thank you.
Not in outrage, because I'm happy to have a sensible debate on this issue at any time. It's got to be done in a sensible way and in a calm debate, because there's going to be ways to talk through this, as there is with everything.
Yeah.
And as I said, I
I
don't
mean,
think
that's why I wanted to do this.
defend themselves on this. But as far as the Green Party goes, it's a party of tens of thousands of people. We're talking about two individuals here who most people who join the Greens or support the Greens wouldn't be voting for anyway. So take what they've said in the way they've meant it. They've made some attempt to draw a line under this issue, and that's more than many others have ever tried to do. So it might not be a perfect response from the both of them, but at least it's a response.